What is up, awesome people, and welcome back to my Pokemon X and Y tutorial series. Okay, so in the last episode, we went EV training using the super training method. And now, welcome to my second part of my EV training method guide. So basically, after covering super training, we basically got the message that it really is for the beginners who really haven't EV trained before or really don't get the concept of EV training. But what about you more advanced players? I know you're probably thinking that super training is so easy. There's a much quicker method for EV training, isn't there, KrimZen? Of course there is. I didn't forget about you advanced players. How could I not forget about you? You're the ones always criticising me after I make a mistake. How could I forget about you at all? But yeah, there is a faster method for EV training, and this is probably for those who have a little bit more of a grasp on EV training, or basically have done a lot of EV training on their Pokemon, and have been able to get the concept of making a really, really good team and being able to take on the marvellous and glorious Battle Mason, which is basically where you get the items for EV training for Horde Battle, which is the easiest way to EV train. Alright, so these items I speak of, you ask, what are they? Now, they are the power items, the mythical power items that are supposed to make EV... I can't even talk at the moment now because I've just blown it out the window. But yeah, the mythical power items that are supposed to make IV breeding a hell of a lot easier. Well, I kind of shit on that idea because power items I really hate using. Destinot really just bypasses that step. But power items do serve as a second purpose, not just for EV training, but also for IV breeding. If you give a parent a power item, it's supposed to always pass on that stat to your babies, so yeah, that's pretty interesting, but I don't actually do it. But yeah, power items. These actually give +5 to your EV count when you actually go beat a Pokemon out in the wild. So most first stage Pokemon, for example, like Zubat, Whismar, Scraggy, Skiddo, list goes on there for like first stage Pokemon there, usually just give out about 1 EV into their respective stats. Whereas if holding a power item, it actually gives +5. So, or times 5, sorry, it should really be. So if you went out versing Whismar, who gives only 1 EV in HP, holding a power item for, I think it's power weight, which is for HP, it'll actually be giving you 5 EVs instead of the normal 1. Alright, so basically there's Power Bracelet, which is for attack, Power Belt, which is for defense, Power Lens for special attack, Power Band for special defense, Power Anklet for speed, and Power Weight, of course, which is for HP. Now, each of these costs 16 BP, which is really not that hard to gather. Just beat the first round of the single battles or double battles or whatever. Just beat the first round of that, and that should give you probably enough for 2 of those items. I think I remember I did it, and I got 2 items. I know beating the top battler for Battle Mason, like one of those special people that you verse, it gives 20 BP, I think it was, which is basically enough to buy 1 item just alone, but getting there I think gives you enough for another power item as well. So that should be a good start anyway. You can at least start with the 2 power items that you need for a poke. That's where you get the power items, so that's the first part that you'll need. Now the second part usually is what drives a lot of players around the bend. It's getting the Pokey Rust, which helps doubles the amount of EVs you get. So obviously if you put a power item and Pokey Rust onto a Pokemon, now I mentioned with a Whismar, if you're holding power weight and defeated one of them, you get 5 EVs. Now imagine if you had Pokey Rust, and I said that doubles it. So 5 already plus Pokey Rust, that equals 10 EVs just after beating one Whismar. That's almost the equivalent of doing basically a level 3 in super training, which gave 12. So for Pokey Rust, my best source of Pokey Rust is basically either GTS or Wonder Trade. Usually I'd probably stay away from GTS because there's a lot of scammers out there who usually ask for Pokey Rust pokes that they get a Yveltal or Xerneas. So if you don't really want to give up your legendary, I'd probably stay away from there and probably just rely on Wonder Trade. So usually for my method is I breed up a whole bunch of reject babies, probably just rejects from Medusa method or something, just breed up a whole bunch of them and then trade them off in Wonder Trades. And go back and check all the Pokemon you receive from Wonder Trade and see if any one of them have got Pokey Rust. I've actually received quite a lot of Pokey Rust pokes through Wonder Trade. So if you're wondering where I got my Pokey Rust, it was through Wonder Trade. But speaking of Pokey Rust, I'll quickly show you where that lies and how you know your Pokemon has got Pokey Rust. So where's my Pokey Rust poke? Right here. So meet my Gorist. I think I pronounced that wrong, but who cares? It's actually got the Pokey Rust. Now I did get this one through Wonder Trade, as I mentioned, and the symbol for Pokey Rust is right next to its typing. And also in its summary, it should be right next to its level. Yes, so on the bottom screen, it will show Pokey Rust as well. And not only that, when you go to talk to Nurse Joy in the Pokemon Center, she'll also say that your Pokemon has been affected by Pokey Rust. Now, Pokey Rust is a virus that helps Pokemon grow their stats a lot faster. It doesn't hurt the Pokemon, no, before you had Peter on that case. But it's more helpful for the Pokemon. Actually, it's very beneficial for the Pokemon. But basically, once you got Pokey Rust, just put that in your team. And then grab a Pokemon with Sweet Scent. Now, I keep losing my Pokemon. Right, so I'm going to grab my Combi. And most importantly, where is the Pokemon I'm going to be EV training? There it is. Now, I'm going to be using the other Poochyena that I IV bred with 5 IVs. So, in the last episode, I was EV training this Poochyena. I haven't actually finished it because, well, really, I can't be bothered. And I'm not going to be actually using that Poochyena as to say, well, really, just putting it out there. I'm not going to be using it just yet. But this Poochyena I will be using because it does have the Dream World ability, which I do use Dream World Mightyena quite well. I use it every time, actually, which is Moxie. Alright, so grab that. Alrighty, so once you've got those, head to your bag. And the first step, actually no, I'm going to be not doing that part first. And the first thing you want to do, if you haven't done already, is turn off Experience Share. Because what we need to do first is spread the Pokey Rust to that Pokemon. Right, so the best way to do that is just go out and verse a whole bunch of wild pokes. Right, so just out to Route 5 or just wherever. And just beat the crap out of Pokemon. So we've got a wild Doduo. Or Doduo. Right, so I probably should have chosen a poke for my lead without Intimidate because that does slow things down. Right, so Doduo goes for the quick attack. I go for the thief. Bye-bye. Alright, so I'm not going to gain any experience there because experience share is off. So basically just after every battle, just go to your party summary and double check the poke you want to have Pokey Rust and see if it's got it. In my case, no it doesn't. It will take a few goes to pass that Pokey Rust onto your teammates or just onto that one Pokemon. So just keep trying until it passes on. The worst case for me has been 20 battles until it finally passes on. God, what a day that was. Right, so Wild Gulpin appeared at level 10. So let's just thief that. I'm not expecting anything to come out of this. So Wild Gulpin fainted. Right, so again we've got another wild Pokemon down, so let's check our Poochyena, see if it's got Pokey Rust yet. No it doesn't. Come on Poochyena. Give me that Pokey Rust. So la-di-da-di-da, la-di-da-di-da. Thank you. Oh, it's a Skiddo! Yippee! Probably one of my most favourite 6th gen pokes to be released is a Skiddo and Go-Go. They're just awesome. I can't think of any other 6th gen pokes I like. Those two are just awesome. It's a shame I had to kill it. Alright, so that's Skiddo down. Let's see if Poochyena's got the Pokey Rust yet. Oh, come on! I'm just going to move right next to my Gorist to see if that works. Sometimes it usually works best if they're next to the Pokemon. I don't know. I really haven't confirmed that theory yet. Right, so Wild Gulpin. Alright, I'm going to intimidate that, then I'm going to thief it. Because that's the type of person I am. Bang. Dead. Right, come on Poochyena, get that Pokey Rust. Right, summary. Oh, God. Amazing! Can't even get a simple Pokey Russ. Come on, Poochyena. This video is already 10 minutes long and you're already letting me down. Right, so another wild Skiddo appeared. Right, so gonna intimidate that one. Thief it, and away we go. Right, it should have it by now, surely. Come on, Poochie. Oh boy, this is my favourite Pokemon, letting me down just right as I need it. Pat on the back, Poochyena, pat on the back. It's a Furfuroo! Actually, I don't mind Furfuroo. It's definitely one of those more interesting 6th gen pokes that really does allow more customization. Well, really, that goes towards your Pokemon. So far, we've seen mainly customization for the trainer, but Furfuroo is basically the only Pokemon you're allowed customization to. There's a Furfuroo outlet in Luminous City that you can take your Furfuroo to and just have it be dolled up and change its appearance. Then when you got Max Luminosol, you can do even more. They actually look pretty cool. I actually haven't caught one. Oh, finally it's got the Pokey Rust. I was a bit scared I had to think of things to talk about. But as I was saying about the Furfuroo, I actually haven't caught one yet to do all the new interesting Max Style Luminous for Furfuroo yet. I've done all the basic ones, they look pretty cool still, but the Max Style ones look even better. I know there's actually a Pharaoh one for Furfuroo too, but I'm digressing because I brought it up while I couldn't get Pokey Russ. Just a little side fun fact there for everyone. But yeah, once your Pokemon has got Pokey Russ, make sure to put your provider back in your PC, as Pokey Russ will stay on that Pokemon. However, if you keep Pokey Russ on a Pokemon in your party, then it's going to be no longer infectious. So as you can see on Staraptor, Makago doesn't have it yet. On my Combi as well, there's like little tiny purple or pink, I think that's pink. It looks like smiley faces. That just means the Pokemon has got Pokey Rust, but it cannot be passed on to other Pokemon. So that's the big advice and the biggest advice I can give in this video. Always put one Pokey Rust Pokemon back into your PC so you do not lose it. Once you lose that Pokey Rust, you'll have to go find another Pokemon with Pokey Rust. And then, yeah, basically just keep that in mind. Alrighty, so once you've got Pokey Rust onto your Pokemon, we need to head to our bag, we need to give our Poochyena the power item that corresponds to whichever stat I'm going to raise in. So at the moment, I'm just going to focus on attack. So I need power something. Power Bracer. So Power Bracer raises attack. So give that to Poochyena. And another thing we need to do is head to bag, head to key items, and we need to turn our experience share back on. Alright, so I'm also going to switch around my party a little bit too. Alright, so I'm probably going to need someone with Rock Slide and Earthquake. You'll see where I need Rock Slide in a little bit later. So I'm going to put my Cargo back, and I'm going to grab my Marowak. Put that to my lead. And as well as that, you'll need someone with Sweet Scent as well. I don't think I've mentioned that yet. Right, so before I go any further, I'm just going to teach Marowak Earthquake. So where are you, Earthquake? Right there. Right, so I'm going to teach Marowak Earthquake. It's already got Rock Slide. And I'm going to get rid of Thrash. Right, so Marowak learnt Earthquake. Alright, so for attack EVs, you need to head to Route 5. Once you're in Route 5, you need to grab your Pokemon with Sweet Scent and have it use Sweet Scent in the grass. Also putting it out there, just be careful of routes that have rain on it. If the route has rain on it, it means you cannot use Sweet Scent, unfortunately. Which is a big major pain in the rear side. And it actually makes it pretty hard for those who are going to find Gligar, because that's a route that rains, and for me that seems to rain quite a fair bit. Anyways, that was a Horde at Gulpin. We don't want Gulpin. I think Gulpin raises special defense. Anyways, let's use Combi again and let's find our next poke. Well, let's find the poke we want. So the Pokemon we're looking for is a Horde of Scraggy. Not a Horde of Gulpin. Go away! I knew there was a reason why I hated Gulpin. Go away. As well as that, I'm going to put Poochyena on my bottom screen so we keep an eye on its EVs. So at the moment it's got nothing, so that's great. We can see our EVs progress as we do Horde battles. So this may turn into a long episode. Stupid Gulpin! God damn it. The Pokemon I want does not want to appear. And any other time I do this, I get them all the time. How sad is this? Every time I hit that record button, I can't get what I want. I must be jinxed or something. Come on, come on! Yes, finally! It's a Horde of Scraggy! Alright, so Scraggy normally just by itself gets off one EV for attack. 5 of them together equals 5 EVs, so put that together with your power, what was it, power bracer, so that's a total of, what is that, 5 times 5 is 25, then Pokey Rust will equal 50 in total. So my Poochyena just got 50 EVs in attack along with everyone else in my party, since experience share also transfers those EVs to everyone else. And at the same time, my Poochyena is growing a few levels. Oh yes, finally learned one of its moves. So I usually put Howl on Poochyena, so that's great. So Poochyena already has 3 of the moves that I want it to have, the last move being Crunch. So as you can see there on the bottom screen, Poochyena's attack has slipped up a little bit. So that's great news. Let's head back and do another Horde battle. So basically to max out a entire stat, you need to do 5 Horde battles, seeing as how each of those stats can only have a max of 252 in each stat. So 5 of those is 250 stats, or 250 EVs in total, so however you get those last 2 EVs really can be another Horde battle or just super training. I tend to like super training so I don't have to find another bloody Horde. Goddamn Gulpin! First world Pokemon problems, can't even find a Horde of Scraggy. Oh boy, and I thought finding Hordes of Zubats for speed was harder. Another Horde of Gulpin. This is annoying. Right, so run from that one. Right, so Sweet Scent. Come on, Combi, give me some Scraggies. Right, so some Scraggies have appeared. So let's get us another 50 EVs in attack. So Earthquake. Right, so that's 2 Hordes down. I have another 3 to go. Right, so Poochyena grew to level 6. At the same time, you can notice your Pokemon's also getting levels as you go through and EV trade them. So there's another 50 EVs in attack for Poochyena, bringing its chart a little bit bigger. So as you can see, you can just slowly see your Pokemon starting to take form, or see its chart starting to take form as to what it should take. So for a physical sweeper like Poochyena or Mightyena, it needs to have that upside down and then flip to the other side. Oh come on, I don't want Gulpins! Oh good grief! Usually by now I've finished attack because usually I don't get this many Gulpins. It's just unreal. I seem to get all the bad luck when I... Oops. Yep, I get all the bad luck when I record. It's just unreal. There's going to be like a day when everything goes right for me and I'm going to be really scared. Alright, come on, Scraggy. Scraggy, Scraggy. Nah, Gulpin. Maybe I should just do the usual and say that I want a whole bunch of Gulpin. usually never works though. Maybe I should try that reverse psychology just one more time and see if it does work. I want a Horde Gulpin this time. Combi, get me a Horde Gulpin. Come on, Gulpin. Oh, come on, don't take me seriously. I knew it, it just never works. Reverse psychology does not work, folks. It just simply does not work. This game has a mind of its own. Well, I'm going to leave for attack for now because that's basically where you get attack. Now I'll need to show you where to get speed. Alright, so I need to fly to Coumarine City. Now, usually I go to Connecting Cave for speed for Zubats, but I've basically just been having a whole bunch of bad luck with Zubats, so I've basically just said, nah, see you later, I'm going to go see someone else for speed. Now, I didn't actually find this spot. Pipnon actually found this spot, and he said it was actually 10 times better than finding Zubat in Connecting Cave. So I'm going to take his word for it, and if he does, well, if this is wrong, then I'm going to yell at him after this video. Because I'm taking his word for it. Righty, so basically for this, you'll need a Pokemon with Surf, because we're going to head to Azura Bay. Alright, so you're going to have to take the Morowale, take that just before Route 12, I think it is. Right, so the other spots, I'll just name the ones that I usually go for. For HP, I go to Connecting Cave and fight Hordes of Whisper. They're the most common in Connecting Cave. Attack, I usually go to Route 5. Route 5 for Scraggy. And then for defense, I go to Victory Road for Geodude. Special attack, I go to Frost Cavern for Valenite. For special defense, Reflecting Cave for for Mime Jr. And for speed, I've actually had to recently change it because what a pain in the ass it is. Hopefully this turns out to be a lot easier than Connecting Cave Zubat. But yeah, Zubat was my old speed Horde battle, but yeah, I actually don't know where I'm going. So I'm just going to work on max repels, and I actually want some grass. And I actually don't think I've been here before, so before trainer battle. So I avoided that like a pro. Right, so I just gotta find some grass. That'll do. Right, so grab Combi. And let's use our sweet scent. And why is that grass shaped like an R, like for rocket? Is that hinting something? Right, so Horde of Wingulls. So Wingull apparently gives speed EVs. Now I wouldn't have thought that actually. Alright, so usually I carry someone with Rock Slide because that hits everyone in Horde battle, especially for flying types. Since our Earthquake is basically they're immune to Earthquake. So that's everyone dead. God, that is so funny. So all the Wingull go down. Puccina grows to level 7. Let's see if Pipnite's right. Oh wait, I didn't even change my power item. Why did no one tell me? Right, it probably would have helped if I changed my power item around, but that's good. I don't have to worry about those 2 extra EVs at the end. Right, so just gonna go grab Power Anklet for speed. Alright, so that's probably the best example of what happens when you have the power item on it. So you only get a small amount of EVs there. Right, so Wingull is actually common on this route, so that's great. Right, there's also Tail on this route as well, which I think is uncommon, so they also give speed. So if you get one of them or a Wingull, beat them up. So another Horde of Wingull just appeared. So that's great, we can go for we can go for 50 EVs here. So that first Horde battle only gave me... Oh, Wingull avoided. How much that would have given me? That would have given me 25 EVs. Trust that goddamn Wingull to avoid. So Puccina is now level 8. That Wingull goes for Wing Attack. Right, for that one I'm just going to finish it off with strength. That was pretty cool. So that crit really did not matter. Right, so Poochyena grew to level 9. Poochyena wants to learn Sand Attack. No, you're not allowed to learn that. Alright, so as you can see by the bottom screen, Poochyena's speed went up by a little bit as well. Just gonna double check that's got Power Anklet. Yep, it's got Power Anklet. So Poochyena's base speed isn't exactly the greatest in the world either, so that probably makes sense why it doesn't look like it's grown very much. So Sweet Scent again with Combi. I'm just going to do this a few more times to show you basically what it looks like at max. So another Horde of Wingull up here. So this Rock Slide them. So basically moves like Rock Slide, Earthquake, Surf, Muddy Water's another one I think. There's a few other moves that hit like a whole bunch of Pokemon. Just bring moves like them, it basically makes Horde battling a lot easier, as you can see with Rock Slide. Alright, so that's another one down, and as you can see the chart's gotten bigger again on Poochyena's speed. So how many have I beaten? I've lost count. I think I've beaten 3 so far, 2 only with the Power Anklet on. So that's 100 EVs there, actually 125 actually. So we need to do another 3. And I'll actually finish the episode with that too. Another Horde of Wingull there. So yeah, I'm definitely going to revise my little EV training spots. Don't go to Connecting Cave for Zubat. Come to Azura Bay for Wingulls. They will give you the most, well, they'll give you speed EVs a lot quicker than Zubat, as you can see. So that's 175 now. Use move Sweet Scent. Right, so another Horde of Wingull. So basically, if you get herds like this, it really does make EV training a hell of a lot easier. So I've done 4, so 3 in EV. I'd avoided the attack. Goddamn Wingull. And it's just so funny to watch them all go down at once. Poochyena grew to level 11. 11 levels down, just another 89 to go. Oops, I don't want to catch it. Strength it. Bang. Right, so I'm still trying to do the math in my head on how many I've done. I think I've done 5. So I think we just need one more Horde battle and Poochyena's speed will be at maxing. So we did bugger up the beginning of it. I forgot the power item, so I don't need to actually do the extra battle that I usually would do. So as I mentioned, you only need to do 5 of these, and then up to you if you want to do another Horde battle or just do a super training to just get those extra 2 EVs. And I don't know why I just went strength. I did that very subconsciously there. So Wingull goes for Growl, so this is going to be annoying. Please don't use Supersonic, I will growl. Ah, great. They're just as annoying as Zubat, they've got Supersonic. So annoying. And yes, this was my last Horde battle. Yes, I got past the confusion hacks like a boss. Dead. Alright, so Poochyeena grew to level 12. Alrighty, so once you've done 6 Horde battles, or at least 5, just head over to Super Training, and I so happen to have a small speed bag, which is great. And then if you just want to see if it can't go any higher, as you can see there on the bottom screen, Poochyena's base speed cannot go any higher, which means it is maxed. so it can't use a small speed bag. So I was kind of hoping to basically show you basically a full EV Pokemon by the end of this video, but seeing how Scraggy screwed me around at the start of this episode, I really can't do that. But I did manage to show you what a max stat looks like at least, and basically the basic concept of Horde battling for EVs. So I'll just go through the list of Pokemon again to go for when you EV training. For HP, go to Connecting Cave for Whismur. For attack, go for Scraggy on Route 5. For defense, go to Victory Road for Geodude. For special attack, go for Valinite and Frost Cavern. For special defense, go for for Mime Jr. on Reflecting Cave. And for speed, head to Azura Bay. For Tallow, also mainly for Wingull, and as well as Tallow as well. So basically, they're the Pokemon you fight for Hordes when you're EV training through Horde battles. And don't forget those power items as well through Battle Mason and the Pokey Russ. They're basically what you need to know for Horde battling as far as EV training goes. Alrighty, so that's it for this episode. And something else I forgot to mention in the last episode was the awesome reset bag. So for anything like, for those Pokemon you actually went through in-game with, and you actually do want to use those Pokemon or EV train them properly, you can actually use the reset bag. I actually do like a quick I don't want to discard it, no. I want to do a quick demonstration on it actually. Let's just say, for example, I'm going to do my Blastoise, seeing so I don't use it. I don't really want to touch Staraptor because I still use it. I'm going to show you what the reset bag does. So I'm going to use the reset bag on my Blastoise. So let's just say I wanted to re-EV it for some strange reason. I don't know why I would, because I don't use it. Right, so basically the reset bag works like any other core training bag. You just punch it, you punch it, you punch it until it destroys itself. So I'm just looking at this Blastoise. It's very weird. It's got attack, it's got speed, it's got special defense, it's got special attack and not too much HP by the looks of it. Usually for a Blastoise, I go for HP and usually just stick a whole bunch of special defense onto it because it does have some nice natural bulk as well. Usually it's got like some nice defense as well, so I don't usually whack any defense on it. I just go special defense and max HP. Basically it does that. It works like any other core training bag, but instead of raising your stats, it actually gets rid of them. So I had 43 in HP, 96 in special attack, and I actually forgot to see the rest of it, didn't I? But that's basically it for this episode. So next episode, I'll be showing you guys how to level up your Pokemon quickly, so you can get all your level up moves for Wi-Fi battles, and that'll actually be probably the last video I'll be doing as far as mentioning videos for Wi-Fi battle related tutorials. After that, I think I'll be doing like just some miscellaneous tutorials that people just ask me to do. So until then, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!